So I got the news yesterday, last night actually, about the new bans. And particularly, I don't really care about bans. I see them and they're mostly for CC and they're like, yeah, okay, well, whatever. But as you know, in the past couple months, you guys seen videos of me talking about Blitz and also Commoner. So this time, recently, I made a change to Commoners as a Benji player because, you know, Benji felt very underpowered in Blitz because his biggest enemy is armor. So every single Blitz hero have a whole suite of, they call it a fridge, or you say a whole suite of armor. A lot of them block twice, a lot of them block for like 3 block value, or at least 3 block value, and have also battle worn because they're legendary and majestic. So Benji can't break through those armor fast enough, and also, you know, deal finishing blows like using his spring tightening and all that stuff, because then let's say they go against a warrior do a lot of output damage and have a lot of armor. Guardian also have output a lot of damage and a lot of armor. So I decided to make that shift to commoners, and I was doing pretty well. And with the new card, I think pick up the point from Hunted, I was able to use 2 Zephyr needles instead of 1 Zephyr needle, because usually I'm just using 1 Zephyr needle and 1 Kodachi just in case that Zephyr needle breaks. You know, I still have 1 Kodachi to work with, but with the new card pick up the point, I was able to use 2 Zephyr needle and then swing with them, and then you know, I get 4 cards because I don't run the red. So 4 cards out of 40 card pool. So I got 4, like 1 in 10 chances of getting that card and bringing it back. So now that they banned the needles, you know, my Benji has to go back to weak old Kodachis, and you know, he doesn't really know how to pump that Kodachi as well as Ira does. But you know, at first I was really pissed off. I'm like, fucking A, man, how are they gonna do this to my Benji? They keep doing it to Benji. But then I looked at the other 2 things that they banned, which is Rosetta Thorn, one of my most hated weapon that ever created, because it's just too overpowered. Like the whole conditional 2/2, like 2 arcane and 2 physical, and that was so easily met with like all these go again Rune Blade, so that's so easy for them to activate. And then you also have Waning Moon, my newly hated weapon because of wizards and commoners, because like Icelander loves using that fucking item, where that weapon, where she just goes, she flips over that arsenal, her goddamn arsenal, whatever, let's just say it costs 1 and does like 3 to 4 damage to me, and then she Waning Moon for another 3. That's 7 damage right there. That's 67 damage every single time it's my goddamn turn. So that card is doing a lot of damage and stuff. So it really impedes me. It's like, to me, it's like, okay, am I gonna take this 7 damage, 6 to 7 damage, and then attack back, or am I going to block and then take out resources that I need to use? And also the bitch makes fucking frostbites on me too. So that means that if I use my resource to block with, I definitely won't have enough resources to pay for my next attack or something, because it'll cost 1 more, and then the bitch comes in for 6 or 7 every single time. And also Kano could freaking Kano his thing, use his ability to Kano, and then let's just say he loads up most of his decks with like 0 and 3 arcane, so 3 arcane for 0 damage. So he'll Kano it off the top. Let's just say it's a zap you for 3, and then freaking Waning Moon you for another 3. That's like you know, constantly. Or like they say it's a 1. Let's just say Scalding Rain for 4, I think 4 or 5. Because I think that costs 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? And then with the remaining 2 resources, he'll do another 3. So that's like almost every single time. But Icelander was able to do it more because she was able to, you know, arsenal that 1 blue card and then do the damage on that thing. So I'm not too mad that they took away, you know, they took away Waning Moon and Rosetta Thorn on that stuff. But I gotta, you know, really play test it more now to see if how I could. Yeah, I definitely have to take away to pick up the points now, because I'm not gonna be using that thing and then I'm gonna replace it back to whatever cards I was using before that. And then I'm thinking like talking about them banning things in commoners, so think about it. It's like they really are focusing a lot on what you call it, commoners, because if you think about almost every calling event, there's a side event with a gold foil commoner. Like there's a chance for you to win a gold foil, even though maybe that gold foil is not like one of the high ends like RTN or like, you know, those gold foils that you win in battle hards or calling and whatnot. But still, that's still a gold foil. Meanwhile, do you see you know, a side event for Blitz gold foil in any of these things? The last time I really thought seeing like a high level event for Blitz was battle hardened, and the last battle hardened that I could think of that still had Blitz was, I think, it's either Baltimore or in San Jose when Worlds, but I don't know if they have it in Baltimore or not. But that's beside the point. That was like almost 2 years ago. Okay, but then and then you also had, yes, Realm Games had a battle hardened for Blitz, and like about a couple months ago to like a year ago in New Jersey, but like everybody just saw it, like it was just Zens all the way, and then it's like it was very, you know, not surprising on that thing. So, but now you think about it, like Blitz are getting that, you know, this redheaded stepchild treatment, and they starting to see it's like, oh, commoners seems pretty balanced on this thing because there's power level down, and that fits the format of the 20 HP format, and they're like, oh, why bother using LSS is probably, why bother using all these manpower that we don't have, because we're focused, we're spread thin between CC, advertisement, product production, development, and all that stuff, to use all that manpower that they don't have, and use that on develop, like researching, development, play testing Blitz to make it balanced. So like, hey, we already have one a format that's like balanced already, because it's lower power, and let's support that, because like I say, every single big event in, at least for the US, like a calling and stuff, they have a gold foil commoners side event at the end of the weekend, usually on a Sunday. You have that gold foil thing, and I attended my first one ever in this past one in Memphis, and I got bubbled out. My brother made it, but like it was actually really fun. The only two hero that I really tried to avoid was Ohim and Icelander, which ironically I beat that Iceland. There was one Icelander, I think her name was Nora, and I beat her twice, once in the day before and once but I didn't face against Ohim, because Ohim feel like it's harder for me to beat Ohim than an Icelander, mainly because Ohim has that innate ability to defense react, and not only to block too, which shuts down my whatever on hit effects, and because my winning condition is like, you can't block from hand, and you have no more armor, you can't block from hand. But then he's like, oh no, I got a defense reaction inside of me. I'm a defense react, and then he could actually activate that twice, like simultaneously. So he could block twice, prevent two, and also return a card from your hand onto the top of the deck. So that's a double whammy for me, and I've got it done to me multiple times. So I go back to the point. I think LSS is really focusing on commoners a little bit more now than Blitz, and mainly because they are short on manpower, and it's that go back to the old saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Commoners is a pretty good format to solve the power issue of the 20 HP format. I was like, okay, let's do that, because a lot of people also say, oh, why not try Clash? And we go back to the point, if in order for them to make Clash viable itself, they have to playtest, and in order for them to playtest, what they need people, and they're people, then they're relatively, yes, they're growing in size, but they're still a relatively very small company that just started 5 years ago. Yes, it's much bigger than it was before, but they're still small. They have a lot of resources on playtesting, development, marketing, research. Going around. They're recently hiring people to attend these major events to teach people how to play this game too. That's one of the things. So yes, Needle ban feels bad for me, but then Rosetta Thorn and Waning Moon ban feels good to me. And then now the playtesting, it seems like the LSS is shifting towards competitive commoners, and shows the evidence that Blitz is like, yeah, let's push that to the side. We'll get to it when we get to it. Maybe they'll have PvE before they actually really balance Blitz. That's all I got for you guys for today. I know this one's a little bit longer. I went on a rant tangent, but I just gotta make this one quickly and get it out there for you. So I'll see you next time. Peace.